Welcome to the Mind Shelf, where inspiration fuels your growth. If this is your first visit, or you're looking to unlock a better mindset, hit that subscribe button and join our uplifting community. In today's video, you'll hear some of the most powerful growth mindset quotes, each followed by a 5-second pause so you can fully reflect and absorb the wisdom. Let's grow together, one thought at a time. Every failure is a rehearsal for your greatness. Each stumble polishes the stage on which you'll eventually rise. Obstacles are not walls, they are doorways designed in disguise. Walk through them and discover rooms you never knew existed. Your growth edge always waits on the other side of discomfort. Treat discomfort as the compass pointing toward expansion. Progress whispers, it never shouts. To hear it, you must stay consistent long enough to notice the quiet shift. Resilience is simply courage practiced daily. Strength doesn't arrive all at once, but through 1,000 small rehearsals. Breakdowns reassemble you into a stronger design. Every shattered piece reforms into a sharper version of yourself. The climb feels steepest right before the view becomes breathtaking. The mountain tests you most fiercely near its summit. Falling short means at least you stretched farther than before. Missing the mark proves the aim has lifted to higher ground. Difficulty teaches quicker than ease ever could. Comfort leaves you still, but friction shapes you forward. Every scar contains a map showing where you've already been unstoppable. Each healed wound traces your previous battles into proof of endurance. Resilience is memory that pain didn't break you last time. That recollection creates a shield for the challenges ahead. The hard path ensures stronger feet. Endurance grows in the soil of difficulty, not shortcuts. What you survive turns into what you can teach. Lessons lived become lanterns for those still stumbling in the dark. Losing is inevitable. Quitting is optional. One builds character, the other erases it. Each setback is an invitation to innovate. Gaps in progress demand creativity rather than despair. You cannot control storms, but you can train how to row. Skill, not certainty, guarantees safe arrival. Persistence is the currency that eventually buys transformation. Compounding effort pays dividends bigger than talent alone. Challenges are mirrors. They show who you are, not who you wish to be. They reveal the raw material waiting to be refined. Hope that endures transforms pain into purpose. Longevity in belief sculpts hardship into legacy. Struggle is the tuition for wisdom. No lesson worth keeping ever comes free of cost. Strong souls are those who lifted weight while still trembling. They practiced bravery before certainty existed. Small cracks don't mean collapse, they mean flexibility. Bend and you'll ensure resilience over fragility every time. Endurance multiplies where complaints lessen. Complaining feeds exhaustion. Silence fuels strength. Every obstacle tests not your body, but your willingness to keep moving. The real battle is always with your limits, not the road. Resilience is the art of standing tall, while still learning to heal. It means carrying scars without letting them define the steps forward. Curiosity is the teacher that never retires. The more questions you ask, the wider your world becomes. Every mistake is just feedback wearing a mask. If you listen closely, it whispers the shortcut to improvement. Learning starts when certainty ends. Doubt is the fertile soil in which new knowledge grows. Knowledge without practice is only potential imprisoned. Release it and it evolves into wisdom. To grow, you must outgrow the comfort of knowing it all. Relinquishing certainty makes space for new discoveries. Curiosity stretches the mind the way exercise stretches muscle. Without it, both remain stiff and limited. Every unanswered question is a door quietly waiting to be opened. Knock and possibilities you never imagined appear. Success is simply curiosity repeated until mastery appears. Persistence in questions builds the foundation of expertise. Ignorance is not shameful. Refusing to learn is. The first invites growth, the second blocks it. Books are mentors available at any hour. Their silent guidance can alter the direction of your journey. True wisdom values questions more than conclusions. Every conclusion simply signals where the next question begins. Ideas never run dry, only curiosity does. Nurture curiosity and you'll never lack innovation. Every new skill begins clumsy and ends graceful. Awkwardness is simply the price of future fluency. The mind thrives on challenges it doesn't yet know how to solve. Stretching into uncertainty is its healthiest state. Insight is what curiosity distills out of confusion. Complexity collapses into clarity when approached with wonder. A curious spirit never grows old. As long as you keep seeking, time cannot dull your spark. Each lesson learned becomes armor for the next challenge. Growth equips you just in time for the battles ahead. Patience is the bridge that carries learning into understanding. Without it, knowledge never takes root. Questions are seeds. Every answer is fruit. But the fruit also holds the seeds of the next inquiry. Mastery is built by tolerating ignorance long enough to replace it. You have to dwell in the unknown to earn expertise. If you treat life like a classroom, no day is wasted. Every event becomes a teacher and every moment a lesson. What you don't know is an invitation, not a limitation. It's proof of future capacity waiting for discovery. Growth is simply curiosity put into action repeatedly. Without action, curiosity stays potential instead of power. Learning never ends because the world never stops shifting. Adaptation requires constant updates to what you know. more you learn, the more you discover how much remains. That realization is not discouragement, but freedom to keep expanding. Fear is only proof that something important is near. What scares you the most often hides what grows you the fastest. Courage is refusing to let fear have the last word. Though fear speaks louder, determination has the final say. You don't eliminate fear, you outgrow its control. Growth doesn't shrink fear, it expands you beyond it. Risks are teachers disguised as gambles. Whether you win or lose, they always instruct. Leap embarrassed, stumble scared, just don't stand still. Forward motion matters more than graceful beginnings. Safety never made anyone soar. The leap into risk is where wings are discovered. Every risk holds the reward of new identity. Daring changes who you are, not just what you have. Courage is the parent of every other virtue. Without it, wisdom, compassion, and growth remain unborn. The unknown is not empty, it's full of possibility. Every blank page can become the chapter that defines you. Fear is heavy, but stepping anyway is strength training. Each brave step builds the muscle for the next. Failing bravely is still a victory over hesitation. Action matters more than flawless performance. Courage looks boring often, it's just showing up again. Heroism is persistence that rarely feels heroic in the moment. Taking chances uproots you from the soil of stagnation. New risks always carry the scent of growth. Fear points toward exactly what matters most. That's why the most meaningful path is often the scariest. Silencing fear is impossible, but drowning it in action works. Motion is the best noise-canceling system for doubt. Risk is the rent you pay for living boldly. Playing small doesn't eliminate cost, it just pays in regret. To stand still is the greatest danger disguised as safety. Comfort zones quietly charge the highest fee. Courage is contagious, not only within but around you. Boldness liberates others to find their own. No daring, no discovering. All exploration is courage in motion. Breathing through fear is the seed of bravery. The breath that steadies you is the breath that carries you. Risk translates fear into freedom. The price of fear is always smaller than the cost of regret. Courage is not hunted, it is grown. You plant it with small, brave actions repeated daily. An uncomfortable step marks the threshold of transformation. Beyond it begins the terrain of the new you. Security locks away gifts meant to be unwrapped. Taking risks is the only way to open what's waiting. Bravery doesn't erase uncertainty, it walks beside it. True courage coexists with trembling. Your life expands in proportion to the size of your vision. Small visions shrink your world before it even begins. Vision is seeing what could be before proof exists. It requires faith to walk where maps are blank. Purpose makes endurance meaningful. Suffering tied to why turns into strength instead of defeat. Clarity is fuel for direction. Without it, even strength scatters into wasted effort. Every dream whispers responsibility. To carry it forward, you must become larger yourself. Without vision, talent idles. Ability without aim is potential without impact. Purpose doesn't give you shortcuts, it gives you stamina. With it, long roads feel worth every mile. A clear why makes for an unshakable how. Direction sharpens under the weight of purpose. Dreams misused become distractions. Dreams lived become direction. One scatters your focus, the other anchors it. Vision is not about predicting, it's about choosing. You don't foresee the future, you decide it. Your dream is the map, determination is the road. Both must exist or neither leads anywhere. Purpose stretches ordinary days into extraordinary chapters. The mundane becomes meaningful only when tied to vision. When you work in your purpose, time feels shorter. Flow is simply purpose expressed in action. Clarity comes when distraction bows to priority. Focus is purpose crowning your mind. A vision unpursued is imagination wasted. Dreams without action quietly decay into regret. Live beyond survival, live for significance. Meaning is the oxygen your spirit requires. Vision builds bridges across despair. It shows a future sturdy enough to cross uncertainty. Purpose is less about what you do, more about why you refuse to stop. Meaning fuels momentum when motivation fades. Without a destination, effort becomes wandering. A ship without a port endlessly circles the sea. Your dream is the loudest when you are the quietest. Silence amplifies what truly matters. Purpose makes sacrifice feel like honor, not loss. What you give up suddenly feels like growth, not grief. Chasing clarity means letting go of borrowed goals. You can't see clearly while living someone else's dream. Vision means holding a picture of tomorrow inside today. Carrying that image alters how you act right now. The size of your dream determines the stretch of your journey. Big visions demand roads that change you along the way. Purpose turns struggle into stepping stones. Every obstacle repositions itself as part of the plan. Belief always precedes achievement. You cannot build outside what you refuse to imagine inside. Confidence grows from every promise you keep to yourself. Integrity with self is the seed of trust in self. Identity is a story you edit daily. Growth is simply better revisions of yourself. Comparisons blur your vision. Belief clarifies it. You can't run your race locked onto someone else's lane. Self-doubt is not your enemy, but proof you're reaching further. It arrives only when you're bigger than your last challenge. Belief Believing in yourself is the investment with the highest interest rate. Every deposit returns amplified results. Growth requires outgrowing old versions of you. Yesterday's self cannot carry tomorrow's weight. Worth is not earned by achievements but by existence. Growth is proving with action what your value already is. Confidence is built in practice, not applause. External praise can vanish, but practice remains. Identity solidifies when actions match beliefs. Alignment creates the unshakable foundation of self. Belief makes struggle tolerable and triumph inevitable. It locks you to persistence when reason tempts abandonment. Who you think you are will always outperform who others think you are. Internal conviction outweighs external perception every time. Potential is a seed. Belief is the sun. Without light, the seed never opens. Self-respect is the soil from which bravery grows. You dare more when you respect yourself enough to try. Identity is a choice, not a discovery. Decide who you are becoming and lean into it daily. Belief is not about ignoring fear, but outshining it. Even trembling becomes fuel when belief burns brighter. Self-trust is the highest form of freedom. It unchains you from needing constant reassurance. To believe is to build a ladder where no staircase exists. Conviction turns impossibility into gradual steps upward. Every self-doubt hides the shadow of untapped ability. Fear's whispers signal the edges of your next ability. Belief carves doorways in walls. It transforms finality into passage. Confidence is contagious to every part of your life. When self-trust rises, everything else aligns. Your story is still being written. Don't quit mid-sentence. Today's line does not define tomorrow's chapter. The mirror reflects only the old version. You're always becoming more. What you see is never the full truth of you. Belief is borrowed first, owned later. You start with fragile trust, but persistence makes it strong. Self-belief makes the invisible blueprint visible. Once you see it inside, you can build it outside. Small steps accumulate into revolutions. Every tiny choice eventually bends your entire trajectory. Growth hides in the details of daily discipline. What feels small now echoes loudly later. Transformation doesn't happen. It is built brick by brick. Each habit is a stone in the structure of change. Lasting growth is less about intensity, more about consistency. What you repeat reshapes who you become. Each sunrise hands you a new tool for progress. Morning is permission to restart with better intention. Daily effort is the interest paid on the loan of your dreams. Keep paying it in order to keep the vision alive. Transformation never announces itself, it accumulates quietly. Suddenly, what felt impossible simply feels natural. Improvement loves patience more than speed. Fast blooms fade. Steady growth roots deep. Every repetition rewires possibility. Muscle memory is simply commitment written inside your body. Change begins invisible to everyone, including yourself. Only persistence reveals what's already shifting. Growth builds quietly when applause is absent. The unseen seasons are what strengthen your core. Breakthroughs are built by boring habits. Extraordinary results come from unremarkable actions done faithfully. Every day lived intentionally is a seed for future harvest. Leave today well and tomorrow thanks you. Momentum is discipline multiplied over time. Each day compounds into unstoppable force. Daily effort creates future moments that feel like miracles. What looks sudden is actually devotion accumulated. Routine is the hidden workshop of transformation. Repetition is simply practice dressed as ordinary days. You evolve by upgrading choices, not waiting for perfect conditions. Growth favors action, not ideal timing. Streaks of consistency are chains of progress. Break neither and you'll pull yourself higher. The smallest upgrade today creates the biggest difference tomorrow. Incremental shifts ripple beyond imagination. Daily growth doesn't shout, it whispers. Pay close enough attention and the whispers turn into standards. Transformation hides inside accumulation, not inspiration. Inspiration sparks, but habit builds fires that last. Every ordinary day is extraordinary when repeated right. Greatness thrives in the disguise of normal. Progress is momentum disguised as minutes. What you do with now multiplies later. Consistency wins over brilliance left undone. A little daily beats rarely perfect. Becoming is not an event, it is a lifestyle. Growth isn't what happens once, it's what happens always. Thanks for spending time with the Mind Shelf. If you found value or inspiration today, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new drop of motivation. Share your favorite quote in the comments and keep pushing forward. Growth begins with you.